But you want to get all the concerns out of the way before you get to the price.
Yeah, what do we say about something like that? You know, because do
As
we
far
say
as like
we're an
company,
independent investor, or we represent a group of investors, or do we know how do we do that, or just combine it for our own?
yeah, you could play the card however.
Okay.
It kind of depends on your personality, but like for you, Richard, I'd say, hey, I work with an investor, and we purchase homes pretty much nationwide, and like pretend like I'm your investor, right? If that helps. You could say it that way. You could say that you're the investor. Say like, hey, I'm a small time buyer. I'm not a huge company, but I am buying homes cash. Are you interested in selling it?
Okay.
So I don't like to
depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person. It depends on you and stuff, but I never like to present ourselves bigger than what we are. I actually go backwards. Like I'll tell people, no, actually, I'm not a big. I'm a small guy. Like, would you be interested in selling to a small guy like me? Like it makes you sound more personable, and more people like selling to small guys.
Yeah, I think they would.
Yeah.
Yeah, in general. I mean, if you have, I don't know, some REIT come by and want to buy up your whole tract of homes, maybe people would fight it more than just say, hey, I want to help you out. I want to get your stuff out. I'll hire any man. I mean, that's very, personalized type problem solving.
Yeah. And that's like super rare. I mean, it could happen, but it's very rare. I would say that like, I would just tell the truth. Hey, I'm Richard. I do have an investor that we buy with, and yeah, I mean, I'm a small guy. I only buy a few houses a year, but I'm looking to buy your house meets my criteria. Would you still want to hear an offer from that?
Okay.
Keep it very honest, very simple.
Okay.
So once you're done with that, then you go to the presentation. And the presentation's where you put everything together. So you say, hey, listen, the way I could structure your offer is like this. It's going to be a cash deal, no closing costs, there's no commissions. It's going to be as is. This is where you list all the benefits and stuff, right? As is. I'm going to give you time, right? You use what happened in Deal Killers. You include the Deal Killers into your presentation. I know this is a shitload for you guys right now, right? This is recorded. You can re-listen to it, and we'll do some obviously role play as we go. But just know that at least do your best to follow these 10 steps on the first few calls, right? On the phone.
Yeah.
So you include some of the Deal Killers on the presentation, and then you just go straight into the price. So you say, hey, the way I structure my offer is like this. It's going to be cash, no closing costs, as is. There's no realtor fees. There's no appraisals. It's going to be straight. I can give you time to move after closing if you need. I can give you time for your stuff because I know you need some stuff. I could take the property with the tenants. And look, then we'll jump right into negotiation. So what I'm seeing here in the neighborhood, and sometimes this is like the tough part for me. We typically pay fair market value, and just the tough part is me paying, top values. So I see houses here that are selling in the 120, 130 range, but that's not really my offer. I'd really love to get the house at 120 or 130, but my offer for you, given all that I said, would be 160. Right? I'm just throwing out like words so you can conceptualize it. So that's exactly how we give the presentation. And then they'll typically say, oh no, that's way too low, or oh, I could do that, or then you go from there. Then you do negotiation, and then your goal at the end of the call is to get a yes or no. No maybes allowed.
So you say no after all that, you go ahead and what do you do? You might want to follow up with them.
Yeah, still follow
a few times.
Still follow, of course, depending on how hot or how close. So like if we're at 150 and he's at 170, and he's like, no, Chris, I'm just, thank you, I appreciate the time you spent, but I can't accept that. Say, okay, man, look, no worries. I'll just rescind my offer. I'll take it back. And, if anything changes on your end, feel free to call me. If I still have this opportunity available, I'll be more than happy to help you. And
would it work to kind of ask them also, let's say they say, oh yeah, I want 170, of saying, okay, I want 170 net to me, or I want to set up for 170, because then you could also talk about the commission. We're not charging you commissions. It's net to you after taxes and all that, the closing costs.
Yeah, it's net.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's why if you did the presentation correctly, you already kind of said that. You said, hey, there's no closing costs, no commissions, net to you, whatever. But yeah, like, I'm not saying you say 150, he says 170, and no, and then you hang up. No, like, you could ask a few more questions, like, hey man, look, it seems like we're a little bit apart. I mean, how'd you get that 170? Oh, well, this, that, the other. Look, man, you do know I'm gonna help you. It's gonna be cash, no commissions, no closing costs, as is. You don't have to list it. You don't have to deal with realtors. There's no appraisals. There's no banks. Like, you do realize that I'm offering you all that, right? Yeah. Okay.
Because a lot of people forget that they have to pay closing costs.
Yeah. So yeah, of course you could bring that up as many times. But if you did the presentation correctly, it's already like on the top of their mind. I'd say the biggest thing for throwing out a number is price anchoring. Meaning, let's say the offer you need to offer is 150. You have to price anchor like really low. Be like, look, I'd love to get this house done 100,000. It'd be a home run deal. That's not my offer. My offer for you, with all cash, no commissions, all that stuff, would be 150. That's a lot more powerful than, oh, I can give you 150. And Chris, you should use this in your construction business and your other business too. Hey, look, guys, I for a job like this, I charge 50 grand. Look, you guys are good clients of mine. I like you. I'll do it for 32. You know, I guarantee if you try that, you could probably get higher prices than what you're getting right now.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because the current project that I'm doing now, which is a full renovation, the roof, windows, bathrooms, floors, kitchen, everything, I try that. Yeah. You know, my initial conversation with him was like, dude, it's gonna be like $80,000 for you to do this. And then I said, look, it's 65. He said, oh shit, for real? So yeah. He said, bro, 65, I'll do it for you, bro, because you already did another house with me, so let's get it done. And he's like, all right, let's get it done.
Nice.
Which I was thinking about 55, more or less, but I threw that number there, so I'm like, all right, so it's an extra 10 grand. So it actually worked.
So you're already used to doing it. Yeah. So just carry that same thing into this.
Yeah. Well, I did it this time around. It's not something that I would. It only worked. So, but yeah, definitely gonna apply it to this.
Yeah. Now once you start like honing some of this stuff in, you can use this for sales, for mortgages and construction, whatever. But obviously, I'm keeping it relevant to buying houses.
Yeah.